definitely there. They're workers, but some are already permanent residents, spouses maybe of locals, and or even foreign citizens already, but they're still of the Filipino nation, remitting that much money. There are few countries where the remittance. We always say this, no, kami mga diplomats abroad, our OFWs are the real ambassadors. Our overseas Filipinos are real ambassadors. Okay, I was ambassador before to Mexico, then to Belgium and the European Union. Belgium, Luxembourg, the European Union, based in Brussels. This is what we say. What we say. Well, I'm here now. We're temporary. Ambassadors are temporary. But you, kababayan natin abroad, they're here. You're here. And many of you are permanent residents. So the impression of our country in foreign countries is not usually based on what our ambassadors say. Because of course, if I'm an ambassador and I say, oh, my country is good, of course they know that. They know that. I mean, they know I will say that. I'm the ambassador. Alam naman sabihin ko, abroad, alam mo, huwag kayo mag-invest sa amin. Alam mo, huwag kayo mag-turista sa amin. They've heard that before. They based it on how they view our workers. And they view them very well. So they're members of the family. Oh, not yet. They've always traveled. No, there's a misconception, or what you think is a fairly recent phenomenon, maybe starting in the 80s when Das Ope, the father of current Migratory Secretary, started this deployment system first in the Middle East, and or some say, oh no, 1906, yeah, correct. The Filipinos first to the US. No, but there were Filipinos even before. Well, not just in the U.S., but all elsewhere. No? In the U.S., as early as the 17th century, the Filipinos now, because in the American literature, one of the great novelists, Herman Melville, no? His most famous book is Moby Dick. You know, even in the 18th century, there were Filipinos on those ships from Connecticut and so forth, which were hunting whales. And in his books, he always writes about these Manila men, but he spelled it with two L's, Manila men. I mean, but it's there. You're known. Louisiana, also the famous Cajun and Creole locals there. They're a mix of French and obviously African, Native American, and possibly, probably Philippine blood. No, okay. So they follow. By the way, they follow the footsteps of our heroes because. Isa pa sinasabi namin sa abroad, do not be embarrassed. Some of them feel, oh, I'm just an OFW. No! Rizal wasn't an OFW. He was a doctor abroad. My greatest art museums, starting a few years ago, they put a painting of Juan Luna. Can you imagine? Kasama ng mga Spanish painters, Italian painters. There is no other Asian painter there, no? Lopez Haina and so forth. As early as the 19th century, they were abroad. Next. So, our overseas Filipinos is one of the best. Of course, it's one of the three pillars of Philippine foreign policy, aside from the usual protecting our national territory, and we know how we always, I think you know what we're talking about how diplomats. We're talking about a certain country, I don't need to emphasize that. Economic diplomacy is the second, but assisting nationals. So we have this assistance to nationals fund, that's 1 billion, that's $20 million, 200 million for legal assistance. There is no other country which gives from the budget ng taong bayan, gives that much money to protect our workers. And we negotiate with foreign countries without compromising our national integrity and honor. Always for the best interest of our kababayans here and abroad. They are not commodities, mga kababayan natin. How do we protect their dignity? Well, I think you must have seen me already discuss this about the issue with Kuwait. They remain our partners, our friends. But if they don't want us, they've already banned the visas right now, we're not going to pay. Or, if they say, no, you allow him, kasi ayaw natin muna na yung mga sambahay. Hindi naman pwede kasi na-abuse eh. Diba? May namamatay pa. So we're not going to compromise on the dignity and integrity of our kababayans. Passing of the torch, last. So I was the last, that one. So the Republic Act 1161 established a DMW, and the DMW will eventually take over completely the task. Now, right now it's still us because they're still fully setting up. Starting July 1, they will already start doing more work. But the DFA will still have a role because not all countries abroad have a labor attaché. Kung walang labor attaché, kami pa rin yan. So, African countries, you know, even in ASEAN, it's only Malaysia and Singapore, which have labor attaché. So we'll still be involved. And of course, for non-OFWs, kunyari, mga immigrants na, mga turista lang, we'll be in charge. But we will ever protect the dignity of our babayans. I was last night at the National Day holiday celebration of Russia. Russia. They also celebrate June 12th. Do you remember July?
Thank you so much, our Undersecretary. That was really good, and I love that. You mentioned Juan Luna, we mentioned din po natin si Gabriela Sila, and all these people, diba, that really gave it, and now the OFWs are already part and parcel of our lives. But I didn't know how many 10 million? Was it 10 million? 10 million Filipinos. My God, including my sister in Canada. Million, right? Yeah, yes, that's right. Fantastic. So we're going to conquer the world. Okay, and then all the Independence Day will also be there. Okay, so this time we have another speaker, but he would just like to give a special saying and a special presentation because he's not with us physically. Yes, he's a Hollywood actor, director, currently the president of the Filipino-American Chamber of Commerce in Virginia, the United States. He cannot come here because there was no visa also for him. But I'm sure meron. I give you Mr. Angelo Reyes. He's somewhere out there. Hi, Angelo. Hi. Angelo, we can't hear you.
So while we are waiting for Angelo, Angelo is there you go.
He's an actor, everybody, huh? He's a Hollywood actor.
Filmmaker, actor, director. Maligayang pagbati sa ikaw 125th Philippine Independence Day. Ako po si Angelo Reyes, Filipino time filmmaker, actor, director, at presidente ng Filipino-American Chamber of Commerce in Virginia, USA. As a Filipino with a mix of blood and dual citizenship, I am proud of the Filipinos' rich culture and history. I am proud of the hardworking and resilient nature of the Philippines. I am proud of our strong sense of hospitality, which involves welcoming people with open arms, regardless of their background. I'm proud of our unique cuisine and our vibrant festivals, which we celebrate our culture and our identity. So the best way to dignify being a Filipino Italian American is to embrace all aspects of the culture and strive to learn more about it. So by learning more about the culture, the individual can gain a deeper understanding of their heritage and have a strong sense of identity. It is also important to be proud of your heritage and share it with others. Now, showing others what it means to be Filipino, in my case, Filipino Italian American, and being positive role model can help others understand and appreciate the culture and the individual. So, as a filmmaker, I am passionate about creating content that celebrates Filipino art and culture. To continue this mission, I am committed to finding ways to collaborate with people, organizations, and even local and state governments to ensure that Filipino and art culture are featured prominently in all aspects of my work. I have also taken steps to engage with local governments in order to promote Filipino and art culture. This includes working with city leaders and to host events, exhibitions, and other activities that celebrate Filipino culture and art. I've also worked with local universities and organizations to try to create some kind of internship or program that offer opportunities for Filipino youth to gain experience and exposure in the field of art and culture. Now, finally, I am committed to using my platform to amplify the voices of Filipino artists and creators, such as having a crew and a creative crew of Filipino descent. I strive to create a space where Filipino voices can be heard and respected in the international community. So through my work, I am doing my part to ensure that the Filipino art and culture are celebrated and appreciated both in the Philippines and abroad. I'm committed to continuing to find ways to collaborate with others and create content that celebrates the beauty of Filipino art and culture.
Anything else, Angelo, you'd like to add? You know, that's really true, ah. I mean, as a director, I've done so many shows all over the world.
Yeah, what's it like for you?
Oh my goodness, you know, whether you're in Berlin, Paris, New York, Osaka, I've been to all these countries, the Philippines are proud of being Filipino. And I'm so happy
So
that...
as a traveler, how many countries have you been to?
150. And there's only 69 countries in this world. No, I've been really... I've been working with the Department of Tourism for the longest time, so we get to travel.
So what is it like to be home?
Oh, well, definitely the weather. That's why we're all here. Now, there's also a person who will also talk about the weather.
That's right.
Yes, at this time, bilang isang Pilipino, di kilala natin ang pagiging palaban o kaya lumaban. Pero ang laban na ito ay importante. Kasi, we all talk about freedom. Allow us to welcome to his talk the Assistant Secretary of the National Reintegration Center for the OFWs under the Department of Migrant Workers. Like I said, when I come back to Manila, it's the weather that I love. But Mr. Venancio Veni Legaspi will really give us the whole spectrum of living abroad, coming back. Once again, Mr. Venancio Veni Legaspi.
Thank you. Honorable Undersecretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs, Sir Eduardo De Vega, may colleagues at mga kasamaan ko po sa pamahalaan, guest, ang organizer po ng pagtitipon na ito. Isang mapagpalang araw at mapagpalayang araw sa ating lahat. Good afternoon! Paano ko po ba sisimulan? Siguro, work back. 29 years po akong OFW. I started in 1993 sa Jeddah Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Started as an accountant and I retired as Vice President in December 2021 para po bumalik at tamasahin kung anuman ang biyayang nakamtan ko bilang isang OFW. But last year, I was fortunate enough and lucky that Secretary Susan Toots Opley invited me to join the government. Dahil po ako ay isang advocate at tayo po ay tumutulong na kahit wala pa sa pamahalaan, isang napakalaking karangalan na magserbisyo sa ating bayan at sa ating mamamayan, lalo na sa mga OFW. Kategorya na iginawad ng ating Pangulo, si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte, sinabi ko na I simply did what need to be done as a brother to my fellow OFWs, as a patriot to my nation, and as a believer in God Almighty. Itong pagmamalasakit na ito, itong pagmamahal ko ay hindi nasayang dahil nakuha ko po ang pinakamataas na gawad karangalan bilang isang OFW. Ang pagmamalasakit na aking ginawa sa aking mga kapwa OFW noon ay katumbas na rin ng pagmamalasakit at pagmamahal sa ating bayan. Dahil ang kalagayan at dangal ng ating bansa ay nasasalamin sa bawat mukha, damdamin, gawa at salita ng bawat OFW. Kagaya nga po ng sabi kanina ni Undersecretary Ed, makikita po ang OFW na kasama natin sa anong bansa at kasama po sila ng bawat pamilya na kanilang pinagsiservisyuhan. Ngayon, narito na po ako sa pamahalaan. Ano ba yung mga hamon at dapat nating tanggapin? At simula tayo naman ay isa ng lingkod bayan. Di ho ba? Mula elementary ay isa na rin tayong lingkod bayan at parati nating sinasabi at inaawit ang lupang hinirang kanina. At doon ay nakasaad paano dapat ang ultimate expression ng pagmamahal sa bayan. Ito ay nagtatapos sa linyang ang mamatay ng dahil sa iyo. Sa panatang makabayan, tayo ay nangangako na iniibig ko ang Pilipinas at ang ekspresyon ng pagmamahal kay kailangan gawin natin ito sa isip, sa salita, at sa gawa. At bilang mga lingkod bayan, tayo tuwing Monday, Lunes po ay mayroon tayong flag raising ceremony, di ba? At sinasabi natin ang isang katagaroon na hindi ako makikibahagi sa mga katiwalian sa pamahalaan. Pagkos kung ito ay aking malalaman, ito ay aking isisiwalat sa tamang at maayos ng pamamaraan. Ito ang dapat natin ipaglaban. This should be our fight para sa ating bayan. Nung umuwi po ako, bago po ako, mayroon ako rin akong konting negosyo. Part ng reintegration. Dahil po ang reintegration ay hindi yung pagbabalik dito. Dapat, bago ka palang umalis, mayroon ka ng exit plan. Dapat alam na natin kung ano ang dapat natin makamit 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Otherwise, medyo hahaba po at baka makuha nyo pa yung nationality ng ibang bansa. Hindi na po kayo makakabalik. At hindi na rin nyo masasabing mahal ko ang bansang Pilipinas dahil turn between two lovers na po kayo. Dual citizen. Hindi ho yung senior citizen at saka Filipino citizen. Baka ibang citizenship. Bilang mga entrepreneur, kailangan tayong tumulong at mag-isa sa pagpapasigla sa ekonomiya ng ating bansa. Sa papaanong pamamaraan? Sa pagbabayad ng tamang buwis at sa angkop na pamantayan ng standard of service sa publiko. At kailangan kumakalingat tayo sa kapaligiran o sa environment. Ako po ay Assistant Secretary ng Reintegration at nasa akin po pangangalaga ang National Reintegration Center for OFW. Bilang pinuno, the essence of our reintegration efforts is to preserve, protect, and strengthen the Filipino family, particularly the families of migrant workers. Kaya nga tinawag ni Secretary Susan Tots Oakley ang DMW na tahanan ng mga OFW. And this is the highest level of compassion we can offer to returning OFWs. And the bottom line is that the making of strong OFW families will ultimately make our nation great and strong. Stronger families makes a great nation. Mga kababayan kong OFW at mga kababayan na naririto sa Pilipinas, pagkaisahin natin ang pagkalinga sa ating bansa, sa ating pamahalaan at sa buong sambayan ng Pilipinas. Dahil tayo lamang at wala nang iba pang pwedeng magmahal ng tunay at dalisay sa ating bansa. Mabuhay po tayong lahat!
I have 2 mics. All right, so is this country worth dying for? Of course. Yes, many of our heroes, including Josepe Rizal, died for the love of our country. our next speaker, she will be talking about harmonizing Filipinism of being a Filipino. What is that? So let me repeat, harmonizing Filipinism of being a Filipino. And let us welcome founder and national president of Arts Patriot, Dr. Maria Socorro M. Maricor.
Thank you so much. A pleasant good afternoon to all. It's an honor to be here. And we are celebrating the 125th years of Philippine independence. We all remember that 125 years ago, this is the gift that we received from the Almighty. To be freed from any depression, to be called our own country. And we as Filipinos, we are very proud because we were instrumental for two countries, as I remember. In 1948, Israel were able to get the nation, the Israelites to be called Israel, their country, because of the Philippines. It was a one vote from, there was a tie that I knew, but it was our country who broke the tie. And during the war between Korea, thank you, sir, between Korea and Japan, we were also instrumental in providing food for Koreans. And I studied the Kanaan Farmer Training School in South Korea, and then I learned from them how they treasure where they came from. I mean, they know how to look back. Because when we were served, when we had our dinner, I was surprised that there was a kamote, you know, the sweet potato. And I asked them why there's a sweet potato and you are giving honor to this. And they said, this is our national food, according to them, because that was the only food that was not stolen by the Japanese, because it was rooted under, of course, it's a root crop, I should say. You know, when my friend Agnes gave me this topic, my God, they said, what is Philippinism? Then I have to look at, you know, who is our friend? Google. So I asked Google what Philippinism is all about, because I might get a wrong understanding. He said it's all about the language. Okay, in fact, there was a twist. They said that you use Philippinism and then it is a crooked way of using our language. But I should say that we Filipinos, aside from our mother tongue, what is our mother tongue? Filipino or Tagalog? Filipino. It's not F, it's P. Okay, and then others said Tagalog is one of our dialects. So how many dialects do we have? 7,100 islands. Wonderful. Because what you're saying, in every island, there is a dialect. Is that your answer? Okay. 100 and plus. Thank you, sir. To our good USEC and to our ASEC here, we are so happy you are with us in celebrating our 125th year of Philippine independence. You know, to be independent and something that nobody can, you know, cannot be stealed, cannot be stolen from us. And I'm sure by the many dialects that we have, I would say that we still have to be united as one Filipino. And then when we are in overseas, as I have been traveling, you've been to how many countries? I've been to more than 40 countries because of my business and because I'm involved with the chamber, I'm involved with Rotary, I'm involved with Soroptomies and other organizations. But I'm always proud to be Filipino. You know, when I received an award in New York, in Manhattan, then I was the only one who said, all of these things, this is distinct to be a Filipino. And I'm very proud wherever I go. I am a Filipino. And whenever I meet a fellow Filipino, I speak Tagalog. Sometimes we have forgotten that. I think that is the essence. Now I am thinking, should I speak Tagalog? Because I am from Batangas. But I said all these previous speakers, especially our good ASEC and our good USEC, spoke dollar, spoken in dollar, it's because we have a guest from other countries. But I guess that is one thing I would like to leave from our fellow Filipinos when you talk about Philippinism. Let's not forget our language. We have to be proud we are Filipino. We are not pointed nose. Okay? So don't try to change who we are. Okay? Of course, we're taking glutathione and all these things. But no matter what, we are brown complexion. We have to be proud. We are Filipino. What makes us different from the rest if we are copycat? Okay? You know, I feel so sad because the wife of ambassador, when I was in Europe, and it's another women organization, and she was belittling the Filipinos. And I felt so ashamed because she should not speak that way. And during a tour, I did not join because she will be there. And if I would have the chance to tell her, we among ourselves, we can talk anything about us. But let us not wash our dirty linen in public, especially for other countries. So next time all of us are traveling here and abroad, one thing I would advise to all my fellow Filipinos to show our love for our country. When we are in overseas, stand up, be recognized, we are Filipino. To God be the glory.
Maraming salamat po, Dr. Maria. Wow, na-overwhelm ka ba?
Oo, ikaw super. Nako, ikukwento ko lang, magkwento ako. You know, every year in Berlin, there is somebody from the Department of Tourism here. Yes, we have the Berlin travel park. Yes, ITP. So I've been, during the time of Secretary Juan de Teo, I went there 3 times already. And I'm not kidding, they're always waiting for the Philippines. Every time. Tapos they'll all see all the models, the performers, kaming lahat. We're all in clothes, we're outfit. They love our outfit.
Meron na tayong performance.
Oo. Meron din. Oo. Ito pa. So they'll always wait for the Philippines. Every time the secretary will come in, pagpasok na ng Philippines, si Korea, si China, si Malaysia will also make their own pakulo. But we say, but this is the time of the Philippines. So they're so excited. The people are so excited to watch the Philippines. And they said, we never saw so much beauty in the Philippines. And that came from the Filipinos. And they were so proud of that. They'd all come to Berlin and they would always talk about that. Bakit? Kasi nga, that was our freedom. Diba, we were so proud of ourselves and we were so proud to show the best. I think that's what we're here today, diba? To show the best. And so far, our speakers have shown the best. If they join the beauty contest, they all won now.
Tama. Tama. And of course, you know, tama nga naman, no? When we're in the other countries, we are the ambassadors of the country.
In fairness, when we come here also, we are. Like here, when I came here, everybody was so nice to me. They escorted me to the PNP Museum. So I guess people are very nice. Because everybody had a problem coming here. But so you go down a small alley, it became smaller and smaller. And there was no parking outside. So this guy said, okay, just for me, they let me enter.
Really?
They're very nice. Yeah, it's the flower.
Wow, it's the flower.
It's my flower.
And the Philippines can never be doubted with its beauty and attractive tourist destinations. So let's watch a short video clip from Department of Tourism why Philippines is one of the tourist destinations in the world.
The Philippines has 7,100 islands.
How many dialects do we have? Did you listen?
1,700 also.
So in the meantime, may I ask if you guys are listening? Meron type of content? Oh, here we go. Let's watch this.